Breaking. Investigator believes Donna Brazile is person of interest in Seth Rich murder case. Gateway Pundit. The death of DNC staffer Seth Rich is one of the great unsolved political mysteries of the past decade. Private investigator Rod Wheeler believes former DNC head Donna Brazile may be a person of interest in relation to Rich's murder. Big League Politics reports, in a shocking series of text messages sent to Fox News reporter Malia Zimmerman by private investigator Rod Wheeler, he describes being startled by Donna Brazile and states that her behavior makes me think that Donna Brazile is in a category of persons of interest as it relates to the death of Seth Rich. The day before Fox News published their now retracted story about Rich being the source of the Democratic National Committee emails released by WikiLeaks, Wheeler wrote to Zimmerman. Wheeler explained how Brazile had called the police department after he met with the lead detective on the case. A key communications log of detailed exchanges between Wheeler and Zimmerman was provided to Big League Politics by a person who wishes to remain anonymous at this time. Big League Politics previously published the notes from Wheeler's April 25, 2017 meeting with D.C. Police Detective Joseph Della Camera, in which the detective did not confirm or deny Rich being in contact with WikiLeaks. Della Camera admitted that he had been trying to contact Julian Assange for help with the case. From Wheeler's notes, Della Camera was asked, "Were you aware that Seth was having problems with two supervisors at his job, DNC, and he was very emotionally upset because of his problems at the DNC?" Della Camera replied, "I was aware that there were problems, but I don't know who the supervisors were that he was having problems with." In a groundbreaking report, it was discovered that Donna Brazile, former DNC chairwoman and high-ranking DNC rep, tried to put an end to the Seth Rich investigations. Ms. Brazile allegedly called the private investigator handling the case and accused him of, quote, snooping, and demanded to know why the investigation was still going on. Via WND, the high-ranking DNC official that called the police after I inquired about Rich's case with Donna Brazile, veteran homicide detective Rod Wheeler told WND, "Why should I reveal who it was?" Brazile, who was also a CNN contributor and a Hillary for America donor at the time, was caught providing Democratic Party nominee Hillary Clinton with questions that would later be asked of Clinton at a televised CNN town hall. In an interview with Fox News before the election, Brazile denied leaking the questions to Clinton, but in a March 17, 2017 column for Time magazine, she finally admitted doing so, saying it was a mistake I will never forever regret. Yeah. Right. A spokesman for the Rich family has repeatedly criticized Detective Wheeler, who was hired by Rich's family in March to find the DNC staffer's murderer, for not ruling out the possibility that Rich may have leaked DNC emails to WikiLeaks. The Rich family recently sent Wheeler a cease and desist order to stop his investigation into the murder. And you know why that took place. On July 10, 2016, 27-year-old Democratic staffer Seth Conrad Rich was murdered in Washington, D.C., about a block from his apartment. The killer or killers took nothing from their victim, leaving behind his wallet, watch, and phone. Via Wikipedia earlier that night, He had been at Luz City Bar, a sports pub 1.8 miles from his apartment in Columbia Heights, where he was a regular customer. He left when the bar was closing at about 1:30 or 1:45 a.m. Police were alerted to gunfire at 4:20 a.m. by an automated gunfire locator. Within approximately 1 minute after the gunshots, police officers found Rich with multiple gunshot wounds in a conscious and breathing state. 33 he was. He was transported to a nearby hospital where he later died. According to police, he died from 2 shots to the back. Rich's mother told NBC's Washington affiliate WRC-TV there had been a struggle, his hands were bruised, his knees were bruised, his face is bruised, and yet he had 2 shots to his back, and yet they never took anything. They didn't finish robbing him, they just took his life. NBC4 reported. Shortly after the killing, Redditors and social media users were pursuing a lead, quote, saying that Rich was en route to the FBI the morning of his murder, apparently intending to speak to special agents about an ongoing court case, possibly involving the Clinton family. Seth Rich's father, Joel, told reporters if it was a robbery, it failed because he still had his watch, he still had his money, he still had his credit card still, and his phone. So it was a wasted effort, except we lost a life. The Metropolitan Police posted a reward for information on Rich's murder in August. WikiLeaks offered a $20,000 reward for information on the murder of DNC staffer Seth Rich. And let's take a quick listen here, which I'm sure you've heard, but Donna Brazile is the one to question also.
Police are trying to figure out who shot and killed a young man in the district. It happened as he was walking home, just a couple of blocks off North Capitol Street in the city's Bloomingdale neighborhood. The victim had worked with the Democratic National Committee. He lived just a couple of blocks away from where he was shot down. Pat Collins in Northwest Now with more on this story. Pat?
He's from Nebraska. He came to Washington to get involved in politics. He wanted to make the world a better place. He was murdered about a block and a half from his home.
I heard 2 sharp gunshots very quickly. I looked at the clock and it was 4:19.
That's Mark Mueller. He lives in the Bloomingdale neighborhood. He heard the shots. He saw the cops tending to the man in the street. That man, 27-year-old Seth Rich from Omaha, Nebraska. He worked for the Democratic National Committee. He was jumped and murdered early Sunday morning. It was about 4:19 in the morning. Seth Rich was on his way home. He was talking to his girlfriend on his cell phone. In fact, she said she heard some noise in the background. She asked if he was all right. He said, "Don't worry, I'll be home soon." You see, he only lives about a block and a half away. But Seth Rich, he never made it home. He was jumped, pushed to the ground, and shot twice in the back. Today, I talked to his mom by phone.
They took his life for literally no reason. They didn't finish robbing him. They just took his life. And they hurt the community, and they hurt the long-term possibility of what he could have done.
Mark Mueller says there's been a number of robberies in this neighborhood over the last few weeks, and police are wondering if those robberies are linked to the murder Sunday morning.
Most of us thought there was about 6 or 7 within a 3-week period, all around within a few blocks of each other.
And you think this could be a robbery gone bad?
Yeah, I think this is probably the first time when the victim said no.
Police are out in the neighborhood tonight. They're passing out these flyers, the flyers offering a $25,000 reward. They need some help in this one, so if you know something, give police a call. Doreen, back to you.
Well, there you have it. But Donna Brazile wanted this investigation over. And who was directing Donna Brazile in this? You know, the head honcho, Hillary Clinton. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.